This is the story of my first date. I was about 14 when it happened. So let me set the scene. It's January 24. You've got excited little Kieran looking through his dresser drawer. It's his first date. His nerves say he's standing in an earthquake. Been thinking about this date all week, like a birthday. He told his parents he was going out with friends. He was embarrassed, so he kept the real secret from them. But his dad got suspicious, asked him for the bigger picture, and Kieran crumbled under all the pressure, and he admitted, and his dad's jaw, it dropped to the floor. He shook Kieran's hand, and he was shocked to the core. Now the nerves and pressure seemed to multiply more. He felt like J. Cole, because he ain't ever did this before. His dad told him what he had on was dead, and so he picked a brand new outfit for Kieran to wear instead. Took him to his bedroom, gave a nod of respect, and sprayed his £80 aftershave on Kieran's neck. Why is this a big deal? Kieran can't understand. This felt like some initiation into being a man, and then he put two £20 notes in the palm of his hand and said he'd give Kieran a lift in his Qashqai Nissan. Now in the car, he was panicking. Tense as a mannequin. Way out of his depth like Obi-Wan versus Anakin. Reached a destination way faster than estimation, so Kieran just sat down on the bench, excited and patient, posted up on a bench with his bag on the floor. Waiting for his girlfriend, he was shook to the core. Now the nerves and pressure seemed to multiply more. He felt like J. Cole, because he ain't ever did this before. The clock started ticking like a metronome. The time had been set in stone, and Kieran was now sweating from his head to toe. He shot her a message. That's when things got weird. She was already late. Like she disappeared. He said he was on the meeting place on the way to town. She had the cheek to say she was still at her house. He was confused, asking what should I do, and then she asked him, can my sister come too? He said I guess. Like he meant no, but he said yes. Couldn't be bothered to argue because she already gave him bare stress first date ever, and it just wasn't good. They were going to miss their screening of Into the Woods. She finally came after like 40 minutes without her sister, so Kieran just assumed she was kidding. The magic of the date had already diminished. By the time they got to the cinema, the film would have finished, but they hopped on that bus whilst he stared at the floor. Awkward journey there, he was sad to the core. Now the nerves and pressure seemed to multiply more. He felt like J. Cole, because he never did this before. They got to Showcase with no plan. They were going to see what's on and just go to that. So Kieran asked, and what they came to find, the only film showing now was Mordecai. That's a 5-year-old film with McGregor and Johnny Depp. If you look on Rotten Tomatoes, you'll see it has 12%. He paid £9 each for those tickets and a large popcorn to eat along with it. That's £27 on a film for two. I haven't forgotten my line. I haven't. That's just, there's no rhyme. That's the thing. It's extortionate. It's capitalism. That's a wage? Oh, I actually can't bother. £27. Movies are a bad first date, he came to find. It makes no sense to spend your time preoccupied, completely silent. It was meh, but for £30 he was going to love it. Put nothing else above it. Rave about it in public. But then all of a sudden, he had an idea. Something he saw in rom-coms, but it gave him the fear. He spent 20 minutes thinking and his nerves began to worsen. So he went on an impulse and put his arm around her person. She inched closer. He completed his test, feeling the best, relieved of all stress. He felt like he could fly off the floor. Silver lining of the date, he was gassed to the core. Now the nerves and pressure seemed to multiply more. He felt like J. Cole, because he ain't ever did this before. It felt like 2 hours. It was more like 2 minutes. She began to fidget, moving his arm with it. Then she did something that shattered his dreams. She moved his arm off her with her eyes glued to the screen. He was defeated, embarrassed, drained of all spirit, wanted to chop his arm off and beat himself to death with it. He spent so long trying to make that move, and she killed it all in one fell swoop. Just when he thought things couldn't get worse, he heard a loud noise come from her purse. It caught his attention, and everyone around him. You don't have to be a genius to know what that sound is. Hello, I'm at the cinema, she said out loud in a busy theatre screening in front of all the crowd. She took the whole phone call whilst he sat there in shock. Time flies when you're having fun, but it drags when you're not. I almost forgot. It didn't stop. She went on her phone after. Kieran felt dread in his head, and it wasn't a laughing matter. Not an ounce of laughter. He needed Gaviscon or something from the way he was feeling heartburn. It finished after what felt like 3 years. He wanted to disappear. She wasn't interested, clearly. He offered to go buy her some food, but their boss drove past them, and they knew what to do. And so they got on the bus, feelings dead on the floor. Worst day ever. He was sad to the core. Now the nerves and pressure seemed to multiply more. He felt like J. Cole, because he ain't ever did this before. They shared a really awkward hug as he got off the bus. He was sat down, she was stood up, but he couldn't be fussed. It was an unpleasant waste of time. He couldn't even break the ice, and even though it may not seem that bad from the naked eye, he had to lie to his dad. Because he didn't want to say that he spent £30 on an uninteresting date. And at 14 years old, that has you feeling a type of way. It's really a crying shame. Kieran was feeling lame. But I guess it showed him that you just don't click with some people. Because much like Mordecai, this date didn't have a sequel. And he went on many other dates later down the line. So I guess this first one just gave him some sound advice. And it's funny in the end, because that's just how it is. And so I thought I'd make an entertaining rap about it. And so that's what I did whilst I was sat on the floor. Brainstorming ideas, Sorry. Oh, I can't even stop now. I've done it all. I'm not. This is just going in. Hello, Kieran. Yeah, can I call you back? I'm busy at the moment. No, I'm in the middle of recording your anecdote, and I'm on camera as we speak. So I really have to go. No, I can't tell them that because it really wouldn't fit. Because that belongs in the middle of the story, and I've just finished it. Now, I know you wanted to wrap it with me, but it just felt a bit, too posh black guys rap. It's too much like Rizzle Kicks. Yeah, see you in a bit. Yeah, alright, fine, I'll tell them. Yeah. Okay, see you, bye. Kieran wanted me to say, for his own peace of mind, that if you answer your phone at the cinema, it should be penalised. If you talk, it should straight up be a crime, and you should be arrested by the CSI at the speed of light. It's weird that it all seemed to rhyme.